Good evening, Belize. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday night and you're watching News 5. I'm Jamie Rock. Tonight, major developments out of Belmopan. Government presses pause on the controversial BTL-Speednet talks. The Prime Minister fires back at the Chamber of Commerce, insisting the acquisition is expanding service to underserved communities. Plus, the political back and forth continues. PUP leaders respond after a planned UDP protest is abruptly called off, replacing it with a rally at the National Assembly. In the South, residents of Guinea Grass say enough is enough as outrage grows over what they call shockingly high water bills. And later, we take a look back at 175 years of Jesuit influence and impact right here in Belize. These stories and more are coming up in the next 60 seconds. Stay right here. News 5 starts now.
BTL and SMART came together. What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most. Redeploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. BTL and Speednet. Know the facts.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Welcome back. A pause but not a full stop on the controversial BTL and Speednet acquisition. Prime Minister John Briceño has now instructed that discussions on the proposed deal be put on hold as questions and concerns continue to swirl. According to Minister of Public Utilities Michelle Shabat, the pause is meant to slow things down, not shut them down. He says the goal is to move carefully, follow the law, and give the public more space to weigh in. While formal talks are on hold, consultations will continue both with the public and behind the scenes at the BTL and Social Security Board levels. And once those boards give their approval, the process heads to the Public Utilities Commission, which the minister says must also be given time to fully review and deliberate the matter. So, what does this pause really mean for the future of the deal? Here's the Minister of Public Utilities.
I rise with your permission to address this Honorable House and members of the public on the matter concerning the proposed acquisition of SMART by BTL. Given the level of public interest and the importance of the telecommunications sector to our economy, it is important that this process proceeds carefully, transparently, and in accordance with the law. The Prime Minister has instructed that there be a pause in discussions related to this matter. This pause is intended to allow the parties involved to further engage the public in a genuine, open, and cordial way, and to ensure that the proper regulatory process is followed. Any proposed acquisition of this nature must first be reviewed by the Public Utilities Commission, which is the independent body mandated to regulate the telecommunications sector. The expectation is that a formal submission of the proposed acquisition will be made to the Public Utilities Commission if and when the boards of the Social Security Board and the Belize Telemedia Limited approve the acquisition, allowing the PUC to consult thoroughly, deliberate on the pros and cons, and make a determination based on evidence, law, and the public interest. Even if this proposed acquisition does not proceed, the PUC has already begun an independent process to determine if BTL is a dominant player in the market and is prepared to make attendant regulations to govern such a scenario to ensure that consumers are fully protected. Our role is not to preempt or substitute the work of the regulator, but to respect and uphold the integrity of the regulatory framework. Issues such as competition, consumer choices, service quality, pricing, and long-term sector sustainability, among other factors, must be carefully examined. The people of Belize must be the ultimate beneficiaries.
As the government insists the pause is about transparency, public consultation, and giving regulators time to do their job, the Prime Minister is also weighing in. PM Briceño says the decision to halt discussions is really about resetting the process and ensuring the Public Utilities Commission is brought in to provide proper legal and regulatory oversight from here on.
What has been happening is that I think that they put the cart ahead of the horse, the PUC needs to get involved. The PUC, for instance, when BL wants to buy an equipment that costs $30 million, for instance, and they want to make certain expansions, and they want to increase rates, they have to go to the PUC, and the PUC would then take a hard look at what they're doing, look at the numbers, and see if it is correct, if it works or not. And so the same thing applies to telecommunications. And so it is then the minister felt it's only right now that put everything on halt. There's just been a lot of misinformation from both sides. So he felt that the best thing to do right now is for the PUC to step in and to take a look at what BTL is proposing, and then to see if it is something that is in the best interest of the country. And then they could make a recommendation as to the way forward.
So the halt is so the instruction is essentially for BTL and SpeedNet to halt any discussions they're having between each other.
Well, that discussion has already happened. What is happening now is and I don't know all the details. Yeah, I think Minister Shabat would be the best person that you that could answer you. But basically, is to be able for the Public Utilities Commission to put everything on a stop. Let's say, okay, guys, we legally should step in. We should have been the first one. You should have come to. And for us to be able to take a look at what is it that you're proposing. So that by itself, we're going to do that. Also, there's supposed to have been regulations a long time ago. I think SMART went to court to make the case that BTL is a dominant provider. And the court case, they won in court. But the previous government never made any kind of implementations or regulations to ensure that there can be some kind of level kind of level playing field between both players.
The Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, BCCI, has reaffirmed its opposition to Belize Telemedia Limited's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet, warning that the deal poses serious legal, policy, and economic risks. Following a meeting with BTL, the Chamber said its core concerns remain unresolved. BCCI stressed that the transaction could expose consumers and businesses to monopoly risks, undermining service reliability. In a statement released today, BCCI President Giacomo Sanchez stated, quote, "There are clear legislative and regulatory hurdles that must be addressed before any consolidation of this nature can proceed, particularly given Belize's current lack of modern competition and merger control laws. We also have serious concerns regarding the transparency and validity of the valuation presented. Where public funds and the Social Securities Board's exposure are involved, independent verification is not optional, it is essential. Beyond this, the growing perception of politicization and potential conflicts of interest further underscores the need for a process that is transparent and above reproach." End quote. The Chamber is also calling for a national conversation on the impact on businesses, consumers, competition, service reliability, and pricing in a post-acquisition environment. Well, the debate over BTL's proposed acquisition is heating up, especially after the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry moved to oppose the deal. But Prime Minister John Briceño isn't backing down. He says the Chamber is choosing not to see the bigger picture, arguing that BTL's real interest lies in SpeedNet's customer cash flow. Still, the Prime Minister points to added benefits, including access to SpeedNet's towers, which he says could fast-track telecom development in underserved communities.
I really don't want to get into this whole back and forth because, again, as you all know, my family is also involved. But there are different ways in how you value companies in different ways, and that has been explained to them. You know, when you don't want to see, when you just don't want to, that's what's happening right now. Let me give you an example. We, in the north, we bought pretty much all of the cable companies in the north. One of them that we bought was from Jules Vasquez, from his father. We paid him $250,000. We did not ask for any financials. Why? Because what we were buying was the cash flow. We knew that within the next 4 years, we'll be able to get back that money that we gave him. We knew that it would not cost us much to provide that service to their customers. So, do you know what Jules Vasquez gave us for $250,000? We didn't even have a pencil. Nothing. All we did, wait, let me finish. No. I am making the point. You're missing the point. No, don't make up your face like that, man. Wait, man, make up finish. Allow us wait, man. It makes sense. That's the point. It makes sense. Because what we did, we took off his customers and put it on his system, but it never cost him much to service them because we already have the trucks running up and down in the area. So the same thing applies to BTL and SpeedNet. I don't know how many financials or whatever they did, but what I'm telling you, use that as an example. And in the presentation, the accounting firm, what's the name? More, who their company, their headquarters from Brazil made the evaluation. What are they saying is that the market is pretty much saturated and it will cost nothing to any, let's put it reverse. It would cost nothing for BTL to move over to Smart because it's the same service that they're providing. So what BTL is attempting to do is to be able to get off all that cash flow from all of those customers. And then it would not cost them much to continue to provide service for those people because they already have the trucks already, they already have the towers already. Actually, with the extra towers that they're going to get, they'll be able to spread they'll be able to provide even better coverage to some of the areas, for instance, in Toledo, that is not financially feasible to provide the service there.
Now, while the Prime Minister has been pushing back against opposition from the business community over the proposed BTL-Speednet acquisition, the debate has also sparked discussion within his own party. This week, the PUP Northern Caucus publicly backed the deal, raising questions about where Prime Minister John Briceño himself stands and how he separates party politics from his role as head of government.
There are two things. One is the cabinet and one is the party. The cabinet, when we made a presentation to us, and as I said, all the questions were answered to our satisfaction. But we felt that we want the process to play out. But then we had an executive meeting, a party executive meeting, and there the national executive felt strongly that we're taking a beating politically, and we're not speaking out. I mean, the UDP has been speaking out. They made a presentation to the UDP, and they have not made a presentation to the PUP. So they felt that it's best then that the caucuses asked for this presentation. We asked for the presentation, and the Northern Caucus, when it was done, the Northern Caucus felt that they needed to make their position known, and that's what happened.
So do you then separate your role as party leader and a leader in the North from your role as Prime Minister? And is it that you as a leader in the North supports it, but then you as a Prime Minister are indecisive?
How long it take you for make you come up with a question? I am the leader of the People's United Party. I am a member of the Northern Caucus. I'm not a leader of the Northern Caucus. And I'm also the Prime Minister. I have to kind of separate my roles. The cabinet did not see where, I don't know where you said you came with the idea that the cabinet was indecisive. The cabinet said we will wait. But we process go through. We don't feel we know where we want to go, but let's allow the public to have for there to be public consultations. Now the Northern Caucus, when they met, they decided that they want to take out a press release, and so that's what they did. That was a political issue. Cabinet is the government, so it's separate.
Coming up, UDP parliamentarians boycott House sitting in protest. More when we return.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, Jesus stood and cried, saying, If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the Scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. But this spake he of the Spirit, which they that believe on him should receive. For years it appears that Belize depended upon Mexico and their diesel engines to provide electrical power for the country to operate on. Then the McCall-Moyahan, a hydroelectric plant, was built in the mountains between San Ignacio and Guatemala in the Cayo district. During the early stages of its construction, I had the privilege of viewing this project and watching skilled Belizeans and Chinese dam builders at work. I was amazed as they blasted their way through a solid granite mountain for about 2 miles, building a tunnel for water to flow through. Then they diverted the McCall River from its natural course to flow through that tunnel and to provide the power for the turbine engines to generate electricity that would benefit the entire country of Belize. As I saw what they were doing, I thought, what power? However, there is a greater power than that generated at the hydro plant. It is a power of the Holy Spirit that indwells each believer who has repented of their sin. Are you trying to provide your own power to live the Christian life? If so, come to Christ and believe, and let the river of living water flow through you. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
On behalf of the National Anti-Money Laundering Committee, NAMLA, it is my honor to invite you to the 3rd Anti-Money Laundering Conference taking place at the Belize City Civic Center from February 23rd to the 25th, 2026. For a 3 dynamic days, local and international regulators, financial institutions, law enforcement, fintech specialists, and private sector leaders will come together to exchange insights, challenge perspectives, and drive actionable solutions. Through interactive panels, expert-led breakthrough sessions, and high-level discussions, we will explore the evolving regulatory landscape, emerging typologies, digital asset risk, sanction policy, and cross-border cooperation that are reshaping AML-CFT globally. Belize has achieved full compliance with 38 of the 40 FATF recommendations, a testament to our national risk assessment, enhanced beneficial transparency, and strengthened legal frameworks. Yet, technical compliance alone is not enough. Effectiveness is the next frontier. The fight against financial crime is a shared responsibility. Your expertise, dedication, and collaboration are essential to turn achievements into long-lasting impact. Join us and gain exclusive insights, enhance your professional capabilities, and help shape the future of AML-CFT compliance. Together, we can build a stronger, safer, and more resilient global financial ecosystem.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Opposition lawmakers from the United Democratic Party walked out of Parliament today, boycotting the House sitting in protest of the government's BTL Smart acquisition. The UDP says this is their 3rd boycott, calling the deal reckless and corrupt, and accusing the government of turning Parliament into a rubber stamp for a move that could leave Belizeans on the hook for tens of millions of dollars in debt. The party insists the boycott is about principle, not politics. They say key questions remain unanswered, from the lack of an independent valuation and audited financials to unclear liabilities and what happens to workers who could lose their jobs. The UDP argues the fallout goes beyond politics, pointing to concerns raised by unions, businesses, civil society, and citizens who have taken to the streets. They argue that when dissenting voices are shut out, Parliament stops holding government accountable. The opposition says it will continue to resist the deal, framing the fight as one to protect public money and Belize's economic future. Police are now sounding a warning after Wednesday's protest by the United Democratic Party. According to Commissioner of Police Richard Rosado, the UDP may be facing legal consequences after supporters blocked the Belcan Bridge despite clear permit conditions and a bond that governed the demonstration. While police chose restraint to prevent the situation from escalating, Rosado says the breach of those conditions could still have serious implications for the protest's organizers.
The violation of the agreed upon bond condition for the protests is unfortunate, and there may be legal consequences for the organizers.
And that means that it's $10,000 bond, right?
The permit stipulate the bond that was agreed upon by both sides, by the party.
Can the penalty be that they would have to give up that bond?
Like I mentioned, it was unfortunate that they violated the agreed upon conditions of the bond to protest, and there may be legal consequences for the organizers. Like I mentioned before, it was unfortunate that the United Democratic Party decided to breach the agreed condition of the permit, and it may have legal consequences. Our decision that day was a professional decision to ensure that we have a peaceful outcome rather than escalate to a more catastrophic use of force.
And while police are now warning of possible legal consequences stemming from Wednesday's UDP protest, today's atmosphere outside the National Assembly struck a very different tone. What many expected to be another opposition-led demonstration instead turned into a rally-like gathering of PUP supporters after the UDP boycotted the House, sitting and unions pulled back from planned protests. News 5's Shane Williams breaks it all down.
In the days leading up to today's sitting of the House, a protest seemed all but certain. The opposition and joint unions had been signaling another public demonstration, and many expected it to play out this morning on the steps of the National Assembly. But just minutes before the 10 o'clock start time, the script changed. The United Democratic Party issued a late release announcing it would boycott the sitting altogether, calling the move rung 3 of its ongoing protest strategy. The release states, quote, "We refuse to sit and participate in a parliament that is being turned into a rubber stamp for a deal designed to enrich a Briseno family while saddling Belizeans with millions of dollars in debt. This boycott is not political theater. It is an act of conscience and common sense. It is an act of resistance and reasonable resolve to strip the deal of any credibility. And it is an act of duty to the people and country of Belize." And soon after, the Commissioner of Police confirmed that the unions had also pulled back, cancelling their plans to demonstrate.
We did receive 2 applications, one from the NTUCB and one from the PUP. The one from the NTUCB, they decided to cancel their application for today's protest.
So
the PUP one was, no application was received from the opposition.
What followed was not confrontation, but celebration. With drums beating and supporters dancing, dozens of PUP supporters gathered outside the National Assembly, creating a rally-like atmosphere even as the purpose of the crowd remained unclear.
Basically what happened here today was we had intended to have some of our supporters come out and to fill the galleries. But as the word went out, a number of your representatives said, man, our people want to come out and support. So we couldn't stop them.
Montejo says the gathering was meant to show general support for party leaders and to mark the opening of the new National Assembly building, the first House sitting open to the public since the PUP's election victory in November 2020. Party chairman Henry Charles Usher offered another explanation, that supporters came out to back the passage of the Occupational Health and Safety Bill.
We're out here to support the OSH bill. It's a very important bill that will be introduced in the House today. It's a historic piece of legislation. It's a shame that the opposition is not there to support this bill.
Yes, they had placards and they seem to have done away with the placards. What's that at the request of you all to not get the BTL issue involved?
They're there to support the OSH bill. I welcome them. I'm happy to see them. I'm always happy to see my party support.
But Toledo West Area Representative Oscar Requena said the gathering wasn't about politics, adding that people simply wanted to be part of the House sitting.
I just here to meet supporters. I just want to talk a bit about what's the intent of having these supporters out here today.
Good morning. All people are here. They wanted to come and, participate in the House sitting, and that is why they're here.
But this is coming at the same time when the nation is discussing the BTL Smart acquisition. Does it have anything to do with taking a position on that?
No, absolutely not. They are here. Today is the opening of the newly renovated National Assembly, and that's why they're here today.
Is this a response to the United Democratic Party's protest and their show of support and presence in these different
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So what did you all tell them in terms of coming?
We invited them so that they can come and have the experience of, witnessing the opening of the newly renovated Parliament.
How concerned are you about the political image that this will send? Some people interpret it as the PUP supporting the acquisition.
No, absolutely not. I already explained why they're here.
But the largest turnout came from Pickstock, and Street Captain Shahid Haas, who said his division alone brought out about 110 supporters, explained they were there for one main reason, to show support for BTL's acquisition of Speednet.
I don't see why they hustling and bustling about this acquisition. On a personal note, I support it 100%, and I believe it's good because end of the day, it benefit us, the people, and I see it as something that we are moving forward, and I see it as something beneficial. I'm a leader, and I bring out 110 people today, and they support it, and they're not people where can't think for themselves, they're people where think for themselves, and people where know what they happen.
How you enjoyed the rally earlier?
You see, we may expect. We're not going to fight, and we may expect the UDP to be out here today, but it's nice to see the People's United Party supporters, and I guess we'll join in the next hour and a half.
And if the UDP supporters may do it, what may happen?
No, we're not going to fight or nothing. We make it clear to our people that we are civilized people, and we come and share in the government, and we come and support the decision that the government are doing, and we're not going to fight with nobody. We are one democracy, one country, and move forward.
200 people, mixed messages, no protests. The opposition stayed away, the union stepped back, but both are expected to stage separate protests next week. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
The proposed telecom deal is splitting Belize's business community. After talks with BTL about its plan to buy Speednet, the Belize Business Bureau says it supports the move, arguing it could boost profits and strengthen the wider community. But the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry isn't convinced. The chamber is raising concerns about legal compliance, consumer impact, the purchase price, and possible conflicts of interest, including risks to the Social Security Board. So why the sharp divide? We sat down with the president of the Belize Business Bureau to hear why they believe this deal could drive growth and push profits to as much as $50 million within 3 years.
The $650 million that was invested in BTL was so excessive that even the current investment in Social Security with the dividends that they get is so small that it's not to pay back or recoup the investment. So we're still paying the price for that decision. So we see the acquisition by acquiring $650 million was paid for 2/3 market share. Now $80 million is being paid for the 1/3 market share. So we see that as reasonable. It doesn't mean that we're happy with the initial way it began, but now we're saying, okay, if we can recoup the money, why not go ahead and pay the $80 million for the 1/3, consolidate that market, the mobile market. It's in our national interest to make sure BTL is sustainable. Despite how we feel about it and how it came about, right? It is in our interest as shareholders to make sure that we get a better return, because once BTL, because right now they're flatlining because it's a mature market, and both Smart and BTL are fighting each other. We'll give you one example, roaming. Roaming used to bring in 15 million, but because the foreigners play BTL against Smart, they keep whittling down, they went from 15 million now to 5 million. And if they keep going, they'll probably get like almost zero, because one offers a better price. Next year they come around, they offer, and flip-flop. So I'm saying, with this acquisition, BTL will be able to immediately charge 15 million to foreigners for roaming, and therefore automatically have $10 million on the books. That's just for one package within the context of their product line. And so we feel that the way the deal is structured, no money down, 4.5% interest while that due diligence is being done, and then having been able to operate the organization, you can use the profits from that organization to pay back.
While the Belize Business Bureau is backing BTL's proposed takeover of SpeedNet, it says the support comes with conditions. Beyond profits and sustainability, the Bureau is now turning its focus to consumer protection, calling for stronger regulation to ensure prices remain fair if the merger goes through. We pick up that conversation with the Bureau's president, who says the Public Utilities Commission must play a central role in what happens next.
At the surface, the proposal looks very good for the shareholders, and that's the reason we said yes. But that doesn't mean that it's a wholehearted yes. One of the fears that we have as consumers, as businesses, is that we don't want the monopoly now to just return us to the VoIP era where the price keeps going up because they have control. So we're saying that we need the government to address how they're going to regulate this industry, like the PUC has done with BEL, water, and butane. People are upset about the monopoly. I didn't hear the chamber when the butane monopoly was formed, and that's on poor people's back. The data is one thing, but cooking food is a different thing. And, well, because the big boys are in there, and that's a private monopoly. It's not a public monopoly. It's privately owned and privately controlled. But there was no outcry at that time. So they flip-flop on what they're saying. I'm saying, let's not be prejudiced in terms of our judgment. Let's try to look at it in an analytic way and arrive at a conclusion. There is some benefit and value to Senator Dennison from the union in when he was referring to PUC. But in truth, with truth be told, that's a PUC decision. It's not a union decision, it's not a business bureau decision, it's not a chamber decision, it's not even a government or BTL decision. BTL has to rely on what the PUC decides. So you have to give PUC the time to make a decision. PUC took the while to bring out a study or a call for opinions. That has been done. Right now they're in the phase where they have to make a decision as to what is this, are they going to agree? So people feel that it's the public opinion that will decide. No, a lot of this rests on the experts at PUC to find out whether this deal should proceed. But the issue does not stop there. We're saying that even if they say, let's go ahead, there is a need, not for an SI, but more extensive supporting legislation to guide the control of the price.
And while the Belize Business Bureau is backing the BTL-Speednet deal, its president says that support comes with a clear warning. Strong oversight from the Public Utilities Commission is essential to keep prices in check and protect consumers if the merger moves ahead. After the break, Guinea Grass villagers to protest water board over billing disputes. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Belize is transforming the way taxes are managed with the Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, a modern system built on flexibility, efficiency, and accountability. SAR will have its own human resource policies, ensuring faster hiring, fairer opportunities, and competitive pay that rewards performance. The SARA will also manage its own budget, making it easier to fund what matters most: better technology, improved taxpayer services, and stronger enforcement when needed. With this flexibility comes responsibility. Independent audits, public reports, and parliamentary oversight will ensure full transparency. SARA's transparency, flexibility, and efficiency will ensure smarter decision-making, better taxpayer service, and responsible use of public funds. SARA, flexibility to serve you better, accountability to serve you right.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Greater Belize Media. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Greater Belize Media.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Residents of Guinea Grass Village are raising the alarm over what they say is poor management of their new water system. After decades of limited access, the village received a metered water supply in December 2024, a move residents welcomed. But that relief quickly turned to frustration when some households reporting water bills as high as 22,000 gallons in just 1 month. Vice President of the Guinea Grass Development Committee, Enyo Lopez, claims villagers were promised a trained water board to manage the system, but that never happened. Now, accusing officials of mismanagement and unfair billing, residents are planning a peaceful protest this Sunday, demanding accountability, fair charges, and new leadership to oversee the village's water supply.
The implementation of meters is a good thing, that is for the proper accountability of water usage and for the conservation of this precious liquid that God has given us. So we are in favor of meter implementation, but what we don't like and what the community, and I will say that 90 to 95% of the community is discontent, and they are claiming, and the public outcry is that meter system implementation has been done in a way that has produced problems instead of solutions. We were promised that a new board was going to be appointed. They were going to be trained because it's a new system. But nothing of that has been cleared to the community. Nothing of that has been explained to the community, or there has not been any feedback, in other words, to the community about who are the members of the new water board, because we are seeing the same thing. There hasn't been any change. And then we have well-educated people in our community. We have in our community qualified persons with a great capacity and ability to manage and to get involved in the affairs of the water board.
As Guinea Grass residents prepare to protest what they call unfair billing and poor management of the new metered water system, village leaders say steps are already being taken to address the concerns. While villagers report unusually high usage and broken promises of a trained water board, the village council says it is now working with the Ministry of Rural Transformation to review the meters, check for leaks, and possibly offer temporary billing relief as the issues are sorted out.
In October, the water board sent a letter to the community explaining that when the actual reading will happen, and it didn't happen at the time that was mentioned, and they extended the grace period up to ending of last year, December 2025. And they explained the rate, because so that the community is aware what will be the rates. 1,500 per gallon is the flat rate, $10. After the 1,005 will be 1 cent after that. And then after the 10,000 gallons is 2 cents per gallon. Few of them have called me, and also approached the water board in regards of the amount of gallons. They say that the meter is not reading good, and they have not consumed so much water. Some have 14,000 gallons, some have 12,000 gallons, and a little more over that.
What is the council doing in order to address these concerns as of now?
Like I mentioned to you, we are working with the Ministry of Rural Transformation to see what measures we could take to alleviate the situation by probably checking the meters or giving the community this like a month of grace period, so that they could only pay their normal flat rate. Meanwhile, we do any changes, so that when March comes, you build and everything's supposed to be normal. That is the plan, It's just waiting to get a final information from Ministry of Rural Development.
Okay.
And while Guinea Grass residents are preparing to take their concerns to the streets, village leaders say they're now working with the Ministry of Rural Transformation to check the meters, investigate possible leaks, and consider temporary billing relief as they try to get the situation under control. Drivers, take note. Traffic wardens may soon have more power on the roads. Up to now, if a warden came across a vehicle without third-party insurance, they had to call in the police to make an arrest, but that could soon change. Legislation introduced today aims to give traffic wardens greater authority to arrest offenders and issue tickets directly under the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act.
Using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance, failure to fix and display insurance disc on motor vehicle, failure to provide name and address upon request of a police officer, failure to provide the name and address of owner of motor vehicle upon request of a police officer, and failure to provide identity of driver of motor vehicle upon request of police officer. Where officers on duty encounter any of the above infractions and are not sworn as special constables, their only lawful course of action is to refer the matter to a police officer. Accordingly, the bill seeks to amend Sections 3 of the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 230 of the Substantive Laws of Belize 2020, to broaden the authority of traffic wardens, both from the Department of Transport and municipal authorities, to include the enforcement of and the carrying out of duties under the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third-Party Risk Act.
And alongside moves to give traffic wardens more authority on the roads, the government is also tightening the consequences for motorists who break the law. Today, Transport Minister Dr. Louis Zabane introduced separate legislation aimed at increasing fines and jail time for drivers caught without third-party insurance and other common traffic violations.
Accordingly, this bill seeks to amend the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third-Party Risk Act, Chapter 231 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Revision 2020, to increase the penalty for the offense of, quote, using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance, unquote, for a fine not exceeding $400 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months to a fine not exceeding $1,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 8 months. Additionally, the bill seeks to amend the general penalty in Section 16 of the Act, increasing the penalty for the other prevalent offenses identified from a fine not exceeding $200 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months to a fine not exceeding $600 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months.
And while the government is moving to tighten penalties for motorists who break traffic laws, lawmakers today also turned their attention to safety beyond the roads. In the House of Representatives, a long-awaited Occupational Safety and Health Bill was finally passed. Legislation labor groups have been calling for nearly 2 decades, aimed at strengthening protections for workers, especially those in hazardous environments.
Well, it's a bill that has gone through 17 years. And I remember when we first presented the OSH bill under the Musa government, it was a very ambitious bill. And the way it was presented, if I could remember a little bit, there are certain things that were not really practical. For instance, they're talking that if, in the cane fields, that for every, I don't know if it was 5-10 persons that you have working, you have to put like a toilet, you know, I remember that's an example. And so there are a lot of things that were not really practical. And so we had to go through another joint revising it. Well, our term came to an end. The UDP came into government, and I don't think they never really gave it the attention that it was necessary. And since we've came in, we've been working hard at it, and we had to ensure that it is a bill that can work, that both the private sector and labor can be able to live with and could work with. And so I'm very happy that we finally crossed that hurdle. And so today, we passed the second reading and the third reading. It's unfortunate that the opposition chose not to attend this meeting, because this is a historic day that we're passing the OSH bill, something that our workers from all across the country have been clamoring for.
Despite skipping today's House meeting in Belmopan, the UDP Parliamentary Caucus says it supports the Occupational Safety and Health Bill. In a statement this evening, the caucus called the bill a step in the right direction, but warned it needs strong regulations to work. The UDP raised concerns about inspector powers, weak penalties, and the lack of real protection for injured workers, while stressing that its boycott does not mean opposition to the bill, only calls for improvement. The passage of the Occupational Safety and Health Bill today marks a major legislative milestone, but for labor advocates, it's also the culmination of years of persistence and pressure. Outside the National Assembly, longtime union leader and former NTUCB President Luke Martinez described the moment as historic, crediting labor unions and social partners for keeping the fight for worker safety alive.
Today is a very historic day for the National Trade Union Congress, and for the workers of this country. As a matter of fact, it's a historic day for the private sector, including, right, the workers and so on. So the Occupational Safety and Health Bill is finally in the chambers of the National Assembly for a second reading. I've been following the OSH since 2014 when I was working at the National Assembly as a records and research officer, and had the privilege of picking it up when I was president of the National Trade Union Congress. Some people would have said, oh, then it showed the OSH for make the unions relax for this BTL smart acquisition. This is something that has been in the pipeline, right? And we met with PM before all of this thing start off, right? So is it timely? It's overdue, right? And the hard work will now come in how we are going to set up the regulations to effect occupational safety and health in this country. So this is very historic. I am the person who came up with that slogan, Rush the OSH, right? And we remain committed to continue to work with this legislation and continue to ensure that the regulations are going to put into effect. And even how we move to bring up our people to specialize in occupational safety and health.
When we return, PM Briceño backs workers' severance claim against telemedia.
BTL and Smart came together. What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most. Redeploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. BTL and Speednet. Know the facts.
Registering the debt of a person is a crucial legal process done through the Civil Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit, which allows you to obtain an official debt certificate. The new Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS, makes it easy. Register online or visit an office countrywide. The debt registration process involves providing the necessary details about the deceased and the details of their debt. Register a debt promptly to avoid any delays or additional fees for late registration. Who can register a debt? Any person with an original medical certificate for the cause of debt, MCCD, issued by the medical facility certifying the debt. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit crvs.gov.pz to complete the debt registration process with ease and care.
man as me, my data that I really need to get my ad out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Prime Minister John Briceño is weighing in on a long-running labor dispute, and he says the workers may be on solid ground. According to the Prime Minister, the Belize Communications Workers for Justice have a strong case in their push for severance from Belize Telemedia. Briceño argues there's no legal time limit on severance payments and that one way or another, the company may have to find the money to pay those former employees.
I think they have a meeting today. The board meeting is discussing that. So, but at the end of the day, as I said, that I believe that some way have to be found to be able to pay these people. I'm not speaking. I might get into trouble, but I'm not because I'm no attorney. But I don't think there's a statute bar for your severance pay, especially when you were told you can't get it. It's not like you never wanted, you told you could. So I do believe there's a strong case for these employees to be able to get their what's owed.
Today's House meeting got off to a late start, and there was a good reason for it. Several government representatives, including Prime Minister John Briceño, were attending a special church service marking a major milestone for the Jesuit Society. The order is celebrating 175 years of service to Belize, an occasion that drew its Superior General, Father Arturo Sosa, all the way from Rome. A special mass was held this morning at the new Fordyce Chapel on St. John's College campus, an event the Prime Minister says was about reverence and one made even more meaningful as a proud SJC graduate.
The leader of the Jesuits was here. I think it was important for us as a government to be there. I mean, along with him, he brought a lot of heavy hitters from Africa, from the United States, from Latin America, along with him. And I felt it was important for us as Belizeans and as a government to go and to be there to show our support and reverence to their visit, and also to show a sort of appreciation for the 175 years of service that they have given to this country. So that's why I felt it was important for myself to go. Minister Fonseca went there as well, the Minister of Education that has all these schools, Minister Henry Charles, who has always been the contact with the churches, and then, well, now the new contact person for the churches is Minister Zabane. So, you know, we felt that the four of us, it was important for us to be there, and we're so grateful to the Jesuit Society for the work that they have done over the 175 years, and as they said, hopefully that they will still be serving Belize for the next 175 years.
Prime Minister John Briceño says attending the historic Jesuit Anniversary Mass was a matter of respect and gratitude, as the order marks 175 years of service to Belize. This weekend, baseball players from across the country will participate in the Baseball National Series in Sand Hill Village, and organizers are saying it is more than competition on the field. It's about international partnership and long-term development. The tournament is being powered by continued support from Japan through JICA, which has worked alongside Belize's softball and baseball programs for years, helping to train coaches, develop youth, and grow the sport at the grassroots level. Belize Sport Softball Federation President Marconi Leal says the support is now entering a new chapter as one Japanese development coach prepares to leave and new partners step in to continue building baseball in Belize.
our main supporter is definitely JICA, who is the socio-economic development arm for Japan. And over the years, they've supported us with coaches on a 2-year contract. Over the past 2 years, we had this young man, Kazu, who has been supporting us mainly with the development of baseball at the Rogers Stadium and in some primary schools in the Belize City area. What they're doing is he's leaving the country. He has friends that he's been sharing about the Belize experience, how he's been trying to develop in baseball in Belize. And so we actually have someone coming in today who is coming in from Mexico City to Chetumal. He's going to be there tomorrow. He's going to be donating balls, donating gloves, and also understanding more about how he can support Belize going forward as Kazu leaves, someone else comes, and so we're looking forward to that support. We also have members from the different embassies who will be out there because they understand in their country how baseball has supported the socio-economic development of their country, how it supports sports, how it supports youths, and so we have a lot of people coming out tomorrow to understand how they can be a part of the development of baseball in the country.
Organizers say this weekend's National Baseball Series is about more than wins and losses, as longtime support from Japan through JICA gives way to new international partners committed to growing baseball in Belize. Up next, a voice in the classroom, how Carolina Martinez thrives and inspires.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador. Go pupusas! This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February, only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Some stories don't end when the cameras stop rolling. They grow with the people at the heart of them. Tonight on The Bright Side, we revisit one of those stories. You may remember Carolina Martinez. We first met her when she was just 8 years old, navigating challenges that would be heavy for anyone, especially a child. From multiple surgeries to hurtful bullying at school because of how she looked, Carolina faced it all. And through it all, she met each day with a smile, grace, and a spirit that truly inspired us. Tonight, we're happy to share a new chapter. Carolina is now 10 years old. Her appearance has changed. She started a new school, and there's been a lot of growth along the way. But what hasn't changed is that joy, resilience, and light that makes her who she is. News 5's Sabrina Daly recently spent time with Carolina and her family and brings us this uplifting update right here on The Bright Side.
Alright class, we'll do some addition practices, okay? Carolina, 2 plus 2?
4. 10-year-old Carolina Martinez is in one of her happiest places. School. 5, 6, 7. First we go to school, we come in the class, we do a line, and then we come in, then we pray, then we do our work. The joy Carolina carries today is the result of years of effort, helping her grow into life and a school that feels as normal as possible. 2 years ago, at 8, she had already undergone several surgeries. Born with a cleft, a medical condition affecting her face, and blind in one eye from glaucoma, she still wanted the simple things: a classroom, friends, and the chance to be herself. Every child has the right to be seen, heard, and supported. And when given the chance, children can inspire, lead, and positively impact their schools and communities. Her mother, Briseide Montesino, shares in the joy of seeing her daughter thrive.
Your mommy is special to you? What makes her special?
Y yo cuando la veo que ella disfruta, when I see her enjoying herself, I'm happy too. And I think she's so grown up. I tell her she has to be a smart girl, that putting down other kids is not good and she shouldn't learn that. She has to be a girl who likes to study, and she has to work to become independent, and maybe she can be even better than me, something I never did.
Hola, Carolina. Hola, Briseide.
Milagro Gorel is the country director of World Pediatrics, an international organization that has spent the last 25 years changing young lives, providing critical medical care to more than 25,000 children around the world. She met Carolina the day she was born, and from that moment on, World Pediatrics has walked alongside her every step of the way. Just a week ago, Carolina returned from another procedure. Her palate was repaired, and scar tissues that had been causing challenges was removed.
For our organization, World Pediatrics, we are never about just fixing the issue at the moment. We are lifetime lifesavers. Wherever the road may take the child, we want to be there for them. So it's from birth till we are finished with their care, with education, social support, emotional support, mental, whatever it is that we need to offer to the children. When we don't have it, we seek it out.
The journey hasn't always been easy. As Carolina tried to live a normal childhood, she also faced painful moments at school. experiences no child should ever have to endure. The bullying became overwhelming, pushing Carolina to move to a new school in hopes of finding the safety every child deserves.
Que como toda madre, like any mother, I didn't want to see my daughter crying every day when she went to school. She would say, "Mom, the kids did this to me," or "Mom, the kids did that to me." They used to tease her, laugh at her, even hit her in class and lock her in the bathroom. I would tell her that she's going to grow up and one day be an example for many children. Fue un proceso muy difícil.
Now at 10 years old, Carolina Martinez is a vibrant presence in her Standard 1 class at her new school, Ladyville SDA Primary. She participates eagerly in lessons, shares everyday moments with her friends, and isn't afraid to be herself. Her teacher, Chantel Velasquez, says it's a joy to have a student like Carolina in the classroom, a young mind full of curiosity, energy, and spirit.
It's very amazing to have somebody like Carolina, right? She's very a free spirit person. She's eager to learn. She's always participating, and everybody in the classroom get along with her. They love her.
What are some of the work that they would give you to do?
Mathematics, and language art, and science book, then Belizean studies.
Do you like Belizean studies?
Yes.
At a new school and stronger than ever, Carolina Martinez is flourishing, learning, growing, and teaching us that joy can lead the way. Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Jamie Rock. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.